It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Chicago Bulls. And guys, for the Bulls, a win tonight would bring them to 3-0 on the young season. What a start that would be for them. They've looked awfully good in those first two wins. We're going to be watching Joakim Noah in this one, former Defensive Player of the Year. What he gives this team goes far beyond what you see in the stat sheet, though. And Shaq, you used to go surfing with him in Hawaii.
Surfing?
Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yeah, we had to stop because, he's a wild child. I'm out there one day. He's behind me. I fall off. When I come up, his surfboard hits me in the head. I got a gash on my head. So no more surfing with me.
Oh, that's where that gash came from?
Yeah,
what?
from him. But,
Come on,
yes,
man.
Yeah, but, he's my guy. What I like about him is his energy and presence on the floor rub off on everyone else on the team. He's an emotional leader, and the way he plays, it just motivates everybody out there. But no more surfing for me in this game.
Have you been surfing with Joe?
Never been, but I didn't know he was that team-oriented where he would just, be part of a surf crew. But that guy plays great on both ends of the floor. His passing ability, his leadership, what makes him different. But now his surfing skills makes him the best.
Starting at center, standing 6'11", number 28, mygm. At the small forward position, at 6'9", starting at the other forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 9, Serge Ibaka. Starting at point guard, at 6'3", number 1, Reggie Jackson. Starting at the other guard, standing 6'5", number 13, James Harden. Stan Van Gundy is your head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. The Detroit Pistons come into this one after the win against the Jazz. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
They played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. The game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Chicago right now, Russell Westbrook out there with Bryant. And it's Chandler. Then it's DeMar Carroll. And it's Gibson in at the 4. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Stolen by Westbrook. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Stan Van Gundy.
He told me that they'll have their work cut out for them, looking to score inside with the elite shot blocker and defender Tyson Chandler patrolling the paint. And either an improved shooter, and he can definitely finish. Kevin, a ton of respect for what Chandler brings to the table.
Thanks again, Doris. It's Westbrook with the drive. Good on the shot.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
On defense, Chicago. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
Now here's Jackson. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Utah.
And also defensively, he was really aggressive. I mean, matter of fact, he had 4 steals over the course of that game.
Here's Westbrook, following the score by Serge Ibaka. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Kobe's got his first 3 points of the game.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
It's Harden with the drive. Mahimi. Tyson Chandler pulls it in.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Bryant with it. And it's Harden picking him up, and Bryant kicks to Westbrook. Chandler with a screen for Westbrook. Pass to Chandler. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists in the game.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%. Can't do better than that.
Now here's Jackson. Ibaka outside. It's Harden with the drive. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Harden's got his second basket of the game.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight. And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot. Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Now, here's Westbrook. 20 points for him last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Some solid defense there from Jackson. The Pistons have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And the pass to Mahimi. No one near him. Aminu with the bucket. Aminu's got his first basket of the night. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And Westbrook, here we go. Out to the right wing. And Gibson wide open. He shoots. Outside Westbrook. Gibson setting the pick for Westbrook. Back to Gibson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
A different look here for Detroit. Lopez, he's checked in for Mahimi. West comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Watson in for Reggie Jackson. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah's checked in for Chandler. Smith comes in for Damari Carroll. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Bryant. And it's Rose in for Russell Westbrook. Now, here is Harden. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. Rose attacking. Detroit with the rebound. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Watson with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Lopez passes to Harden. Back to Lopez from 12 feet out. Noah with the block. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Smith, no luck.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And here are the numbers for Watson. Last season's performance for him. He averaged about 10 points a game last year, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
He certainly knows his role, and he gives you some good minutes. That's really all you can expect from him at this point.
McDaniels is checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. The Pistons have gone just a shade under 50% of the field, 5 of 11. Lopez a screen. Harden against Mayo. It's Harden with the drive. Power down with both hands.
Look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that?
You don't, Kevin. I mean, as a defender, you got to just stash that one in the memory bank and make sure it doesn't burn you the next time.
Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Harden dishes to McDaniels. And the 3 off target. The Bulls leading by 3. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Rose. Smith's got his first 2 points. For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
The Bulls have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Mayo kicks to Rose. Detroit with the rebound and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Tonight, they'll see one another 4 times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. And in these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
And still a close game as the first quarter by 3. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he punches the ball, when you don't shoot, he screams you, shoot ball. Then next time what? You will shoot. And if you miss, you say, yeah, good shot. You know, and your coaches in the practice talking to your teammates. Man, when Serge is open, give him the ball. He will make that shot.
If you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is, huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them, the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
Like or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. They've got Damari Carroll out there. Bryant is out there with Russell Westbrook. Then there's Noah. And it's Chandler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the Pistons making a change here. Aminu's checked in. outside Westbrook. Noah with a screen for Westbrook. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get C.J. Watson.
And who could forget the tear that Westbrook went on last season? I mean, after the All-Star break, it was just triple-double after triple-double for him.
Greg, for Westbrook, as you were talking about him, the triple-double stretch included 4 in a row. He had 6 triple-doubles, Clark, in 8 games. He was sensational.
Yeah, it really was, Kevin. And what's even more amazing was that he was very close to a triple-double, even on the nights he didn't get one. Man, he's a guy who showed you what it means to carry a team.
Jackson has the open look, sinks the triple. Jackson's got 5.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Westbrook drives in, and that one's good. And the Bulls lead by 3.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And it's time for an injury report. Let's find out the news on James Harden. Doris, what do you have?
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Pistons' head athletic trainer. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. That's a bitter pill for them to swallow at such an early stage of the season. It really changes the look of this entire team, guys.
All right, Doris, we will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible.
It's Jackson with the drive. Ibaka, wide open, he fires. It's good, the assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight. Chicago trailing here. Now here's Westbrook. 5 points in the game. Here's Chandler. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum.
The drive by Jackson. Shot is no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Passes it to Ibaka. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Kaminsky on the mark with the 15-footer. Kaminsky's got his first 2 points of the night.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And, Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Chandler with a screen for Westbrook. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, feet clearly moving when he set the screen.
And he lowered the shoulder, too. I mean, they were going to get him there one way or the other. I mean, that was an easy call.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Mahimi comes in for Kaminsky. And James Harden subbed in for C.J. Watson.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Chandler with the screen on Jackson. And Westbrook, here we go. And the dunk by Chandler.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. West is checked in for Detroit. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chandler. Smith comes in for Damari Carroll. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Kobe. And it's Rose in for Russell Westbrook. J.R. Smith on the wing. Back to Gibson. Left side Rose. The feed to Noah. Just 5 to shoot. He got right to the cup using that screen. Noah's got his first basket.
The defense not putting up any fight. 2-man action there, but they just can't find find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game of end than that.
And guys, when you look at O.J. Mayo's statistics over the past few years, nothing really stands out. But then you watch him in games, especially in clutch moments, and he can seem like the most dangerous guy on the floor. A scary, deep-range shooter who loves to take defenders one-on-one.
KJ McDaniels, he's checked in for Detroit. Time now for an injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Pistons' head athletic trainer. It doesn't seem like too drastic of an injury. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
All right, Doris, we will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible.
On the topic of O.J. Mayo has value in this NBA.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's multi-skilled, good size, sees himself as a superstar, and yet that sometimes derails him being as effective as he could be because he just can't quite get comfortable in that role of being a backup.
Robin Lopez has checked in for Ian Mahimi. The Bulls leading by 3. 1:22 left to play here in the half. Noah drives in, can't get it to fall. Detroit's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Jackson kicks it to West, unloads from 13. Great D that time from Gibson.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted. These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree with you, partner.
Pick by West. Jackson with it. He's got 6. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
If they play the clock right, they can go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Jackson kicks to Harden. He dishes it to McDaniels. Launches it. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Mayo with it. And it's Harden picking him up. Rose in the post. Jackson on him. And it's Rose penetrating. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Rose has got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's Lopez. And Gibson sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Here's West. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And that concludes the first half. Bulls lead by 9. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Russell Westbrook. And Russell, how confident are you that regardless of what defender you see in front of you, you can get what you want?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime. I'm very
Russell, thank you so much. Kevin, hard work pays off.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. They showed their superiority in the second quarter and got well out in front, taking a 9-point lead into the locker room at the half. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
They had a focus to working inside, and it's working, Ernie. They've done a great job of recognizing mismatches, a.k.a. barbecue chicken down low, taking advantage. He can't guard that man down there, Ernie. The entry passes have been sharp, and it's led to a lot of points. When you control the paint, you control the game, and they've done that so far.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
They need to look into areas where they can gain an advantage. Rebounding is largely a hustle stat. Right now, they're getting out-rebounded. They need to commit to changing that. Those extra opportunities afforded by better rebounding are key for them to win tonight.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
The second half just about to get going here. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
He created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Fans had a hard time finding their way to the stadium last season for the Pistons at the bottom in several home attendance categories last year.
Yeah, that's right in Auburn Hills.
I know.
I mean, they used to go a lot when they were winning championships. But to be fair to those fans, it was hard at times to watch the Pistons play. I mean, they could get cold and really struggle on their home floor.
Baca is out there with Mahimi. Then it's Harden. Then there's Jackson. And it's Aminu in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Pass to Carroll. And Gibson kicks to Bryant. Clock at 6. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Kobe's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bulls.
And for the Pistons, a lot of their woes here at home were due to defense. I mean, their 18-23 home record comes from allowing too many good looks for their opponent.
Harden, no good.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
And the Pistons, how about starting out 2-13 at home? I mean, they did turn it around afterwards, going 16-10 to finish out the season. At least they seem to be headed in the right direction.
Kobe Bryant is such a great all-around player. I mean, if there's one thing people don't talk about, it's his passing. He's 4th overall in assists amongst active players.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And going back to Kobe Bryant, guys, he had to learn the same thing that Michael Jordan had to learn on his own. To win championships, you have to trust your teammates and not take everything upon yourself.
Yeah, Kobe learned from the best and played with some of the best. So you can't ask for a better way to spend a career.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through James Harden. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the 4th quarter. And maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Chandler a screen. It's Westbrook with the drive. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Chandler a screen. Westbrook passes to Chandler, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
Harden dishes to Jackson. Looking to end his cold spell. Rebound by the Bulls. Chandler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
To the paint, here's Aminu. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
Westbrook double team. And Bryant wide open. He shoots. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. 9 points for Kobe Bryant.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
Ibaka with the screen on Westbrook. Jackson drives in, loses the defender with the screen, and drills the jumper.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Chicago calls timeout.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
A different look here for Detroit. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Mahinmi. And it's Watson in for Jackson. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Bulls. Rose comes in for Kobe.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Harden outside. Here's Ibaka, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Nice numbers put up by Ibaka. He has 8 points and a steal.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
West is checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu, and so he's able to get 1 of 2. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Noah the screen, and it's Carroll in the corner, and it goes out of bounds. That one off West.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road to illustrate how good they are on the road. Last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
And the Pistons making a change here. McDaniels checked in. Rose goes in. Misses from close range.
How about him there, just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot.
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip. That was some slick passing from Harden on that one. Yep, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. And the Pistons making a change here. Lopez is checked in.
On the floor, Robin Lopez.
Harden kicks to Watson. Back to Harden. The dive for the ball. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Rose, good.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Pistons trail by 11.
Bulls foul called. Russell Westbrook.
When you think of James Harden, you don't think much about his athleticism. His strength, though, is exceptional for his position.
Yeah, I think that's his greatest attribute. His ball handling's good, but it's his strength. He's able to run through contact.
Smith checked in for the Bulls. Mayo comes in for Russell Westbrook.
And Harden able to get wherever he wants on the court. I mean, he can muscle you, but he's also got that Euro step and all those moves that just leave you in a dizzy.
Here's Rose. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. The Pistons have gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. Watson kicks to Harden. Knocked away. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Mayo. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
It's Harden with the drive. Down low, West. Noah with the block. There's the dish to Mayo. And it's McDaniels with the rebound.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Bulls out front, up by 12. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
I realize this. I realize this. Respect this here. Check. I realize this.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Chicago leading by 12. So the Bulls 5 right now. Mayo out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then there's Kobe. And it's Chandler in at the 5, roaming the paint.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Back to Harden. Feeds it to Ibaka. And stolen by Mayo. Rose goes in. And the rejection by Harden. Aminu with it. Working on Bryant. Jackson with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Takes a shot at the elbow. That's good on the jump shot. And that's 10 points for Reggie Jackson.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. To the paint. Here's Gibson. Dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Harden against Kobe. Harden the pass to Ibaka. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
And the rejection by Mahimi. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Chicago making some changes. Damari Carroll comes in for O.J. Mayo. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Derrick Rose. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Pistons trail by 9. Here's Jackson. Ibaka with a screen on Westbrook. It's Jackson with the drive. Here's Ibaka. And Detroit again with the bucket.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
And here's Westbrook. Chandler with the screen on Jackson. Westbrook dishes to Chandler. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And really the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Chandler hits them both. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East, 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. So the team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there.
Ryan in the post, guarded by Harden. And he gets it to go.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start. And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. It'll be hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agency.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
He kicks it to Aminu. Here's Jackson. And a miss there on the triple.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
And the rejection by Ibaka. Right side Jackson. And Gibson sends it back. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Westbrook kicks to Carroll. Stolen by Jackson. And now the Pistons fast break. The slam dunk by Aminu.
Really opportunistic basketball there. And when they desperately needed it, timely opportunistic basketball.
And it really couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, they've got to take even more chances on defense now. Try to get some more of those steals to start the break.
Chicago calls timeout. Well, for James Harden, with his incredible regular season last year, Clark, you knew he was in for a great postseason as well.
And it was a bit of a roller coaster for him in the playoff run. I mean, he could vanish one game, but then explode for 40 in the next.
Bulls making a switch here. Rose is checked in. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game. Pistons trail by 7. Harden with it. Westbrook picks him up. Outside Jackson. Fires the three. Again, the miss by Jackson.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. What a night so far for Rose. He has 15 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark. And this offense has really performed at a high level.
Shooting for Detroit, Derrick Rose. Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
And Rose drops them both. The Pistons have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Harden the pass to Ibaka. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Bulls foul. Taj Gibson.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Jackson against Rose. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Westbrook. Back to Rose. Wow, way off on that one. Pistons trail by 6. Dishes it to Harden. To the left side wing. Here's Aminu. Off target with his 3. Well, Chicago has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. The shot by Carroll, no good. Pistons have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Here's Mahinmi. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Westbrook dishes to Rose. Chandler is screen, and it's Rose penetrating, and he banks in the layup. Rose has got 10 points in just the second half.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're behind by 6. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. Bjelica, who's checked in for Chicago. Now Harden. Screen by Ibaka. Harden kicks to Jackson. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter. Harden against Westbrook. 4 on the shot clock. Outside Jackson. From deep. Kept alive.
And sometimes he can hit that deep 3, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
Rose kicks to Bjelica. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And it's a 9-point Chicago lead.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Chandler sends it back.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Chandler with a screen for Rose.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. They set the pick. Just 5 to shoot. It's Bjelica and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Boy, terrific play there. I thought even with all the contact, he still was going to get that shot to go down.
The first free throw is good. He hits both from the stripe. Down low. Will it go? Westbrook pulls it in. Rose goes in. No good. Payne misses the shot. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, thank you, Kevin. Russell, obviously your ability to attack on offense is such a key for your team. How do you decide when to go to the hoop and when to pass the ball?
I never know, man. I just see how the flow of the game is going. I try to stay in attack mode. That's what my team wants me to do, and I try to continue to do it.
Russell, thank you. Kevin, he does it brilliantly.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
And, folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.